Welcome to Breaking Ties Destination Divorce. This is your go-to source for practical advice and support while you go through the divorce process. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll cover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here's your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Breaking Ties Destination Divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And finances are a tangled web during divorce. Today's discussion really centers on whether you should consider an accountant alongside your legal team and other members of your divorce team. Why would we consider an accountant? Well, divorce involves untangling finances, dividing assets, and navigating potential tax implications. While a lawyer focuses on the legal aspects, an accountant brings financial expertise to the table. And here's some ways that they can help you. Uncovering and valuing assets. Accountants are skilled at identifying all marital assets, from bank accounts to investments to retirement plans. They can also help determine their fair market value. Debt division, they can analyze marital debt and create a plan for fair division, ensuring both parties are, understanding their financial obligations moving forward. And accountants are most noticeably known for their knowing taxes and tax implications. So divorce can significantly impact your taxes. An accountant can advise you on potential tax consequences of spousal maintenance, property division, and claiming dependents. And then you got financial projections. They are able to create financial projections that help you understand post-divorce financial pictures. This can be important for budgeting and planning for the future. Now, who needs an accountant? Well, an accountant can be particularly valuable if your situation includes complex finances. I mean, if you have a significant number of assets, investments, or business ownership, an accountant can ensure everything is accounted for and valued accurately. And then there are hidden asset concerns. If you suspect your spouse might be hiding assets, an accountant can assist in uncovering them through forensic accounting techniques. And then there are high income earners. Understanding tax implications and potential support calculations can be complex for high earners. And we got some benefits when working with an accountant. Some advantages of involving an accountant include peace of mind. They can ensure a fair and accurate financial settlement. There's tax optimization, where they can help you minimize your tax burden in the long run. And then you got financial clarity. So they can provide insight into your financial future, empowering you to make informed decisions. Looking at the difference between an attorney versus an accountant, I mean, it's really important to understand the distinction. Your lawyer, all about the legal side, the courts, the papers, the forms, your divorce settlement, including property division, and any spousal maintenance or child support. And then the accountant provides financial expertise, really just analyzes the finances, helps you understand financial implications of different settlement options. Working together, I mean, really the ideal scenario is for your lawyer and accountant to work together. They can share information, collaborate on strategies, and ensure cohesive approach to your financial settlement. Now, while not every divorce necessitates an accountant, their expertise really can be invaluable in complex situations. So consult with your divorce attorney to assess whether an accountant would be a valuable asset to your divorce team. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties Destination Divorce. Should you have any questions, feel free. Ask through an email, give me a call, leave a comment. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. All the best. Welcome back to another episode of Breaking Ties Destination Divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And if you have children, navigating child custody during divorce is really a top priority. Today, we're going to break down everything you need to know about child custody agreements. And let's start with understanding what a child custody agreement is. And so in the divorce process, really, custody agreements outline how parents' responsibilities are shared after a divorce. There's two main components to this. There's the legal custody and the physical custody. Starting with the legal custody, it refers to the decision-making authority regarding major aspects of a child's life, like education, healthcare, and religious upbringing. This can be either sole custody, awarded to one parent who makes all the major decisions, or a joint legal custody, shared by both parents, requiring communication and cooperation. Moving on to physical custody, this really defines where the child lives and spends time with each parent. Common arrangements can include sole physical custody, where the child lives primarily with one parent with visitation rights for the other. There's also joint physical custody, where the child divides time between both parents' homes following a predetermined schedule. And then you have shared custody, a more flexible approach where the child spends significant time with both parents, but not necessarily in equal halves. How do we determine custody agreements? So the court themselves prioritizes the child's best interest when making custody decisions. And they're going to consider some of these factors. And it starts with, say, the child's age and needs. They're going to look at the child's relationship with each parent, each parent's parenting skills and stability, each parent's living situation and the ability to care for the child, and then the history of any domestic violence as well. Now, there really are two main ways to establish custody agreements. And the one is the agreement itself. You and your spouse work together to create a parenting plan that outlines custody arrangements, visitation schedules, and communication protocols. If you need help, consulting a mediator can actually facilitate this process. The second way to establish it is through just a straight up court order. If you can't agree, the judge will make custody determination based on the factors I talked about a little earlier. Now, custody agreements aren't set in stone. As circumstances change, a job relocation, a child's growing needs, modifications may be necessary. Both parents can agree on changes, or one parent can petition the court for a modification. When you get into these child custody agreements, and especially if you're considering modifying, an experienced divorce attorney specializing in child custody might prove to be invaluable. They can explain your options, advocate for your parental rights, and help you create a custody agreement that prioritizes your child's well-being. Just remember, there is no one-size-fits-all solution. The best custody arrangement is the one that best serves your children's needs. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. Should you have questions, leave a comment, email, call. I'm happy to help. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. And with that, I bid you a good day. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we're going to look at a member perhaps of your divorce team and the pros and cons, or whether or not you need it. And that's going to be the Certified Divorce Financial Analyst, or CDFA. Now, yes, I am a CDFA, which does seem to have some bias. However, it's going to be neutral. If you want to use a CDFA, great. If you don't, great. The goal here is just to share with you what a CDFA can do. So, do you need one? I don't know. We're going to break it down right here. And so we're going to start with, what is a Certified Divorce Financial Analyst professional? And a CDFA is a financial professional who specializes in the complexities of divorce. They have training and experience in areas like asset valuation, for when you need to analyze the value of marital assets like houses, investments, and retirement accounts. Experience in debt division, creating a fair and equitable plan for dividing marital debt. Some tax implications, understanding how divorce can impact your tax situation. And then there's cash flow analysis. So we're going to project your financial future after the divorce to ensure your long-term well-being. Now, you can also have forecasting in there for choices that you'll have through the divorce process. In addition to someone to ask questions to, and for myself, I like to talk a little bit about the emotional side of things, having been through a divorce myself, and just I know how stressful it is just emotionally. So, who needs a CDFA? Well, they can be particularly useful if your divorce involves, say, significant assets. If you have a complex financial portfolio, a CDFA can help ensure a fair division. Business ownership. If you or your spouse owns a business, then the CDFA can help with valuation and advise on its impact in the settlement. High income earners could also use the CDFA. Understanding child support and spousal maintenance calculations can be complex, and a CDFA is usually able to provide guidance on that. And then you got hidden asset concerns. So if you suspect your spouse might be hiding assets, a CDFA can assist in uncovering them, along with perhaps another person like a forensic accountant and such, depending on how complex things are. Now, the benefits of hiring someone like myself, a CDFA. So you can get some financial clarity. They can help you understand your financial situation and the potential impact of different settlement options. Empower you. The knowledge gained from a CDFA can give you more control over your financial future. Reducing conflict. Having a neutral financial expert involved can help minimize disagreements about money matters potentially. And then there's the streamlined process. A CDFA can work with your attorney to ensure financial issues are addressed comprehensively. Now, a CDFA isn't always necessary. If your financial situation is straightforward and you have an amicable divorce with minimal assets, you might be able to manage without one. However, consulting a financial advisor familiar with divorce can still be helpful. And ultimately, the decision to hire a CDFA really is a personal one. Weigh your complexity of your financial situation, the potential benefits, and the additional costs involved. Don't hesitate to consult with your divorce attorney for advice specific to your case as well, as they can help you also determine if a CDA is a right fit for you. Given that divorce can be financially daunting, a CDFA can offer valuable guidance and some peace of mind. I'd like to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. Should you have any questions on today's topic, feel free to let me know. Happy to answer. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. And with that, have a good day. Hello, and welcome back to Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And divorce, as we know, is really a marathon, not a sprint. Even an amicable divorce takes months. Now, it can also take a toll on your emotions, your energy, and overall well-being. Today, we're going to focus on self-care, some essential strategies to help you navigate this challenging time. And you're going to want to start with prioritizing yourself. I know this might sound counterintuitive, but taking care of yourself is important. Your emotional and physical health will impact your ability to cope and move forward. So here are some self-care practices to consider. Healthy habits, things like prioritizing sleep, eating nutritious meals, and exercising regularly. Then you got mindfulness practices. It includes things like meditation or yoga or deep breathing that can help manage stress and anxiety. Don't forget your creative outlets. Engage in hobbies or activities you enjoy, whether it's reading, painting, or playing music. These activities can provide a sense of joy and distraction. And then there's the social connection. Don't really want to isolate yourself. Lean on your support system, the family and friends, and perhaps a therapist that you're seeing. Sharing your emotions and experiences can be incredibly helpful. Now, we're also going to want to set boundaries. And it's essential during divorce, especially if you have children or shared living arrangements. This is going to include things like limiting communication with your ex. Stick to discussing essential matters related to finances and childcare. Taking time for yourself. Communicate your need for solo time and respect those boundaries. And then protecting your children. Shield them from adult conflict and avoid using them as messengers. There's also professionals who can help. Don't underestimate the power of professional support. Using, therapy. A therapist can provide a safe space to process your emotions, develop coping mechanisms, and adjust to your new reality. And then you got support groups. This allows you to connect with others going through divorce, and that can offer validation, shared experiences, and valuable advice. Lastly, be kind to yourself. Divorce is a grieving process. Allow yourself to feel your emotions, sadness, anger, confusion, even fear. But be patient with yourself. The healing journey can take some time. And remember that self-care is not selfish. It's necessary. Investing in your well-being empowers you to navigate the divorce process with strength and resilience. You'll get through this. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. Should you have any questions, leave it in the comments or call or email. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Have a great day. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And with any divorce, finances are a major consideration. Today, we're going to look into one topic of it, spousal maintenance, also known as alimony or spousal support. And before I get started here, I want to make sure we're on the same page as to what is spousal maintenance. And spousal maintenance is a court-ordered financial payment one spouse pays to the other after the divorce is finalized. It's meant to provide financial support and help the receiving spouse maintain a standard of living somewhat similar to what they enjoyed during the marriage. Who qualifies for spousal maintenance? Not everyone gets it. It's not a guarantee. So there are several factors that are considered by the court. It could include things like the length of marriage. Longer marriages are more likely to result in spousal maintenance awards. Income disparity between spouses. Higher earning spouse might be required to support the lower earning spouse to maintain some financial stability. The standard of living during the marriage. The court considers the lifestyle established during the marriage and aims to minimize a significant drop in living standards for one spouse. Then you got the age and health of each spouse. Health issues or limitations might make it difficult for the lower earning spouse to re-enter the workforce. And then we're also going to look at child custody arrangements. If one spouse is the primary caregiver, they might need financial support to manage child care responsibilities. Now, when it comes to spousal maintenance, there's a few different types. And the first one is temporary maintenance. This provides support during the actual separation period until the final divorce decree is issued. Then there's a rehabilitative maintenance, and this is awarded for a limited time, allowing the receiving spouse to obtain education or training to become self-supporting. And then you have permanent maintenance. This is less common and typically reserved for longer-term marriages where the receiving spouse may not be able to achieve financial independence. Now that we know what spousal maintenance is, how's it calculated? Well, the exact amount of spousal maintenance can really vary depending on your state laws. You're going to want to check some of your state guidelines and such, because some states have guidelines that consider factors like income and assets. A qualified divorce attorney can advise you on the specifics in your jurisdiction. So you might want to enlist the help of a lawyer and attorney who deal in family law and divorce. Got to remember, spousal maintenance is not guaranteed. It's determined on a case-by-case basis. So a skilled divorce attorney can explain your options, advocate your needs, and negotiate a fair spousal maintenance agreement. They can also help you understand the tax implications of spousal maintenance. Spousal maintenance can be a significant financial factor in divorce. So having a plan, knowing the information, knowing the state laws, having a divorce attorney are all critical to understanding your rights and potential outcomes. I want to thank you for joining me on Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. Should you have any questions, leave a comment or call or email. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Take care.